a little bit about Mercedes. I was reading up on you, and before taking the role, that you are a real life preacher's daughter and you had your reservations. What is it that you've learned about strip club culture and yourself through Mercedes?
To truly be confident, I've learned that in myself and what I'm doing, be confident in my body. I've never been more confident in my body until this role. I was so concerned about what people thought, and I don't care what people think, girl, bye. Okay. That's how I feel now, like, because I know it's deeper. And if even in the times we're living in right now, don't judge a book by its cover. Let's go a little bit deeper and get to know these people. So it's taught me as well to set aside those preconceptions and those judgments. You shouldn't be doing that. You should really just be trying to get to know someone.
So obviously this is set P-Valley in a strip club, The Pink in Mississippi. What was your first strip club experience like?
Oh, you know what? My first, he don't even know this. I'm sorry, I just got real comfortable. My first strip club experience was with Drake, and we were on tour. What tour was I on? I was on a tour, I can't even remember with who. I think it might have been Lil Wayne. And then we came through Memphis and we stopped at a strip club, and I had never been to one then. And even then I was like, oh, go to no strip clubs. Like, I was like, what we doing? And then I went in there and I was like, oh, this is dope. I'm seeing couples in there. Like, people go with their man. I'm like, oh, wait, this is fun. So that's when I started to think, okay, it might be a little bit different than what I've been told my whole life, that these women are just having sex and doing crazy stuff in the clubs. No, not at all. And then talking to my dad when I was up for the role, who's a preacher. And I said, well, Daddy, you know, what do you think about this? And he's just like, you're acting, right? Well, then go do it. You go, it's art. Go live your life. And I'm like, this is not the daddy that I knew at 16, first of all, but thank you.
He knew what he instilled in you.
Yes.
So, and that's amazing. You know, your dad giving you the blessings. Your first strip club experience was with Drake. So, I mean, girl. So I want to talk to you about taking this role on in our current era. You know, the Me Too movement is strong, and the glamorization and popularization of strip clubs over the last 20 years has sort of changed. You know, kind of to your point early on, people thought strippers, oh, it's like damn near prostitution. But then, you know, the stories and the art of it in a lot of cases started to emerge and come out. So for you, in this era, were there any concerns from that end, or as far as Me Too, or maybe feeling like you weren't representing women in a proper light, since stripping can be both powerful and exploitive depending upon who's involved?
During the audition process, yes, because I didn't know yet. Once I stepped foot, actually not even on set, once I got the job and once I started training with Spider, who Jamaica Craft brought in as my trainer. She's the OG of the world doing stripping. And she took me into this world and literally kind of, if you've seen episode 1, walked me around the club as well. And she was teaching me and in my ear, and I was learning, this is not what I thought. And you don't make the money that I thought. And she's acting the whole time. I'm watching her put on a show. And I'm like, girl, like, and then it would be like cut. And she's like, he ain't gonna pay nothing. And I'm like, what? Like, and she's like, we're going over there. Watch him. Keep your eye on him. Smile. But you know, I'm just like she's teaching me all of these things. I'm like, this is a whole performance. You are an actress, and you are shooting, and then you're off set. Like, I'm like, this is not what I thought at all.
I need you to break her hand.
Who better to learn from than an OG like me?
I also love the fact that they're all women directors from the first season. I think that gives, especially things that involve nudity or subject matter like this, a different lens. What was that like for you as an actress?
Amazing, a breath of fresh air. Being my first role that is like of this type of capacity, I was already nervous. Like, what do you mean I'm about to be the lead? I don't even have a guest star yet. You know, I don't have a reel yet. What do you mean? You know, but God said yes. So I'm like,
God calls you, you got to
answer. Yes. And so, you know, I'm in this role and I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? But these women just made me feel comfortable. It felt like a lot of sisters. I like to say that I pledged P-Valley and I finally crossed the burning sands. So it felt really good during the process. It was like a good hell week because we had to work. There wasn't, everyone worked from our hair and makeup to wardrobe to make sure everything was authentic. Our set design. I got some questions for Jeffrey because I feel like he went to 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 million clubs to make this club look like it looked because it was so authentic.